Hi everyone, Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel where we teach home investors how to day trade with a smaller, affordable Micro E-mini futures. Learn to trade small until you gain confidence and learn how to trade correctly, and then scale up to more money. This is the only channel that teaches this incremental method for day trading home investors. When someone's teaching you how to trade, you assess the risk of a trade prior to entering the trade. And say you decided to put a stop loss at $30, a fixed stop loss. And that $30, you know you're either going to make money or you're going to lose the $30, right? Wrong. That's bad advice, and I'm going to show you why with a trade I call Get Off the Bus Gus, coming right up. I get a lot of email and questions all the time about stop loss orders. What should I use? How much for a stop loss order? You might read it's from 1 or 2 or 3% per trade, maximum of your account size. There are all kinds of formulations and things. But the fixed stop loss is a flawed concept in my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why. Suppose I decide before I even get to the screen that I'm going to risk $30 and I'm going to use a 3-to-1 ratio. I'm going to have a goal of making $90. Well, when you tell the market that you have a goal of $90, it doesn't care. And when you tell it you have a stop loss of 30, doesn't matter what the market thinks, you're not going to lose more than 30. And that sounds good to you. But I'm going to say it's not necessarily true. If you allow the market to whip you for $30 and you could have done something about it, maybe you need to start thinking during the trade. Now, the reason for this is that during the trade, the risk of a trade can change. A trend, and I'm going to show you with this Get Off the Bus Gus trade here in a moment, I'm going to show you how the trend changed after I entered the trade, and rather than waiting to lose a fixed stop loss amount, I exited the trade early. Now let me show you how that worked in this particular trade. Okay, the date's the 10th of May, 2021. I'm shorting one S&P Micro E-mini, $5 a point. And at 2:50 p.m. you see the market between 9:30 and 12:30 in the highlighted yellow up there. The price is the same at 12:30 as it was at 9:30, the opening. And you see down in the MACD on the bottom, the lines are what I call spaghetti lines. They're weaving in and out of each other. That means there's no particular direction or strong trend in the market all day long. Then about 12:30 in the afternoon, that changes. I had a trade earlier in the day, but right now it's around 2:45, and I was looking at this, trying to make a trade here, and I see that the green line is far below the red line, and I stand a good chance of making a few bucks here as the momentum is showing some strength. It's well below the zero line. And I go over to the bracket order on the left, and I have a stop trigger in there right now, just a working thing. I haven't done the review and send a trade yet, so the order is not yet entered. But I have a stop there, $41.95. That's 3 points up, $5 a point. That's a $15 stop I've got on the trade. And $15 won't hurt that badly if I lose it. But the point of this whole Get Off the Bus Gus thing is I don't have to lose $15 if the trade doesn't go my way. I can have it lose less, which is exactly what I chose to do in this short trade. Now, the trade, even though I lost, I think, $3.50 or something, the trade is still a successful trade because I didn't allow my losses to run. And what happened is this bus just slowed down when I got on the bus, slowed to a crawl and wasn't showing me anything at all, and was just teetering there for a few minutes, and it surely wasn't continuing that downtrend in any real hurry. Now the price at the moment is $41.92, and that's exactly where I got into the trade. A couple of minutes have passed, so it hasn't been a long time. But still, with the momentum of this trade, and I expected that momentum to last and take the prices on down, and the trade's not showing me that that's going to happen right now. In fact, I'm still at $41.92 and a quarter, 2 or 3 minutes into the trade here. So I'm going up to, as you'll see over on the left there in the stop loss box, I'm going to adjust my stop loss price. And the price it's trading now is a little bit in the money, not much, $41.92 and a quarter. Well, it's even money right now. And so this trade is just not following through. And so I become really wary of it right now, because if I get into a trend that looks this strong, I expect it to continue, and it's not. And that's the whole point. I don't have to wait until I lose $15. I can go ahead and get out of the trade anytime I want to, and look for more fertile ground to place a trade at this particular day. You know, I might have to wait for the market to tell me how much money it will give me on a trade, but I can also tell the market how much I'm willing to lose on a trade. And this trade isn't very attractive to me anymore. I've been into it now for almost 6 minutes, and it's hardly varied a point. And I know the way momentum works. When you start losing momentum, the price steadies out. And that kind of tells my intuitive sense that there may not be anything left in this trade like I had hoped there would be. So what I do is go on up at 6 minutes into the trade, almost even money, and as you can see here, I go ahead and put a stop at 41.9250, which is just about where it's trading now. And what happened was I got out of the trade. Now I would have given up probably a lot more than that. So it's your choice when you get out. A fixed stop is not so fixed. So the moral of the story is Gus didn't get anywhere on the bus, but the ticket only cost him $3.50. Remember, you're in charge of when to cut the losses, and a fixed stop is not really fixed. Now in the videos here on the channel, I'm always saying during a trade, you have to make a decision before you have the perfect information, or the information to make a perfect decision, no matter what decision that is. So you do the best you can, and that's all you can do. Anyway, I went back and looked at this trade, and I traded from 250 to 256 right here, and then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was 10 5-minute candlesticks, so 50 minutes before the trade ever got back down below 41.92 again. And I would have had losses as much as $40 to $50 on the trade had I waited till it gone back up to that 4,200 there. So with the genius of hindsight now, I know I did the right thing. But these are the types of decisions you have to make during a trade. You are the protector and the only protector of your money. So never be, I'd rather lose $3.50 and lose a chance at making $20 than I would have losing $40. And those are the kinds of things you learn with experience. These are 4 deliciously hot medium pizzas. This book only cost 1 pizza, but it can help you learn to buy a lot of pizza. And it's time for the live Trade of the Week feature, and I think you're going to like this one. We're still on May 10th, and earlier in the day at 2:16 on the 10th of May, I put in a limit order to sell 2 contracts of the S&P 500 Micro Eminis at a price of $42.18. Now I'm hoping I'll be able to get a little better price than the market's offering right now. Market's trading right now at 42.15 3/4, and you can see I have my limit order there on the screen. I use that left mouse click to bring it down. I have not entered the trade yet. Now I'm lowering my sale price here down to 42.16 1/2, and we're trading 42.15 3/4 right now. Sometimes you can miss a really good trade trying to shave that extra 0.5 point off of it. But this one's been filled now at 42.16 1/2. So my trade is now underway. I'm going to go to the trade tab and bring up the bracket order and then put the chart on the right, the bracket order on the left. Now remember, I've placed the order. It does not have a stop and does not have a close at profit, or also called a target price yet. But I'm short the two contracts at 42.1650, and I'm trading 42.16 right now, just about even money. You're going to like this trade. It took advantage of some of that momentum. You can see down there below the zero line, the green below the red, and it's got some good downward momentum on this trade. I put in a stop price up here at 42.20, which is 3.5 points at $10 a point, $35 above where I shorted them at. Right now, my preoccupation is just to keep the stop far enough away that it doesn't play in my thinking on the trade here. And you can put whatever you want for the target price. That's like a Christmas list. It really doesn't matter. So now I'm into the trade for 1 minute here. I got my stop at 42.20. And the market's trading down at about 42.16. So I'm about $5 up on the trade here. And it looks like it's off to a good start. And what I'm going to do here is fast forward up in time just a little bit. I moved that stop from 42.20 down to 42.18, and we're 4 minutes into the trade here. And still no drawdown in this trade, which is great. That momentum looks very strong going down. The MACD lines in the bottom pane there, I keep a watch on those all the time, every minute. Another thing, over on the left side of the screen, you see my watch list with the 4 Micro E-minis. I kind of monitor all 4 at one time because they tend to move together sometimes, and some people believe that the NASDAQ might even lead the M2K, but we'll save that for another day. Right now we're short 2 of the S&P Micro E-minis, and we're just about even money in the trade, but momentum's going in our favor, and we'll see what happens here. The number one thing on my mind always is reducing risk on the trade. This thing's trading down to 42.15 now, so I've got my Tastyworks click and drag mouse there. I'm going to move that stop from 42.18 down to 42.17, which is only a half a point. That's $5. Is the worst thing that can happen to this trade is I'll lose $5. And so it's getting into what I call free trade territory here. $5, as they say, is a cheap bus ticket, isn't it? And now we're trading down at about 42.15 and I've got my finger on the trigger there. I'm ready to move that stop down as this thing keeps going. The MACD tells me that we're on good standing here, and it's not likely to turn around and shoot up really fast, but my stop is pretty darn close now. It's only a couple of points away, but I think I'll be able to get away with it this time. And so I get my click and drag and I move it down a little more. We're trading down in the 42.14s now. And so I move that stop down just another half a point. And that's okay. I'm even money. So I'm officially in a free trade now. The worst thing could happen is I'll break even. And I always like to do that as soon as I can. We're trading about 2 points below the stop at 42.16 and a half right now. And I'm counting on this momentum to keep this price from backing up and hitting my stop there. I don't always get what I want, but why lose any money on this trade if I don't have to? I'm trying to get myself into a free trade where I can give it room to breathe and the price to go on down and hopefully make a few bucks on this trade. We're trading 42.1450 now. And the momentum, I'm watching that MACD in the bottom pane, the momentum, green line looks like it's separating or diverging a little more from the red line. And the momentum is still remaining negative. It's not exactly dropping like a rock, but it just hit 42.14. And so that means I'm 2.5 points away from my stop. Okay, now I'm 8 minutes into the trade. The time's 2:14 Eastern Time, and we're trading down to 42.13 right now, 42.13 2.5, and we're 3 points, well, 2.5 points now below the stop up there at 42.16, of course. We're still comfortably 3 points away, and the market's trading down at 42.12.50 right now. So it's time to move that stop on, edge it on down just a little bit more. Got to get rid of that risk and lock in some profit. So I do that left click thing with the Tastyworks mouse, and my stop's down at 214 now. So that means I've locked in a minimum $25 profit, and it's still going down. We're down at 42.07 now, and so I moved that stop down to 42.12. And so now we're $45 of locked in at 4.5 points there between 42.16.50 and 42.12. And I decide I'm not going to give this money back unless I absolutely have to. So what I'm doing is moving the stop once again with the left click and drag there. This time I'm going to move it down to 42.11. So I've locked in $55, 5.5 points of profit here. And this thing's really getting momentum now. We're at 42.06.5 down there. And so you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that stop down some more because I've made some money here and I do not want to give it back. So this time I moved my stop down to 42.09 and we're trading down at 42.07. 42.06.5 right now. $100 of unrealized gain so far in this trade. And look at the way the MACD lines are diverging down there. They're going to town, which is great news for my trade. Trading down at 42.05.50. And please tell me you know what I'm going to do next. I'm lowering that stop again. This time I'm going to go down to 42.06. And that is great news. I'm 11 minutes into the trade now. It's 2:17. Stops at 42.06. Just got stopped out of the trade right there, and this is going to be a nice one. Let's do the numbers. Okay, 11 minutes duration for the trade. Made $105. What if somebody else had the same trade and they made $205? I'd still have a great day, and hey, good for them, right? Like playing golf with a buddy and he makes a hole-in-one. All I can say is, man, I'm glad I was with you. That's how it goes sometimes. Maximum drawdown, only about $10 on this unrealized gain. The max was about 130. I got 105 of it, close to 80%, and that's never a bad thing. So that works out really, really well. Let me show you something about this trade. 06 to 217. That's 11 minutes. And all the money was made in the last 2.5 minutes. Look at the candlesticks here. That last candlestick there, I got out of the trade at 217. So this candlestick, even though it shows it's 5 minutes wide, was less than 3 minutes wide. So you can see that that long red bar there. I made all the money in the last 2.5 minutes of this trade, most of it, about 80% of it. And to do that, you recall in that last couple of minutes too, I had to get my Tastyworks click and drag mouse out and pull that stop down about 4 or 5 times there in only about 3 minutes. I mean, this is a lot of fun to trade this way. And it's really, really fun when you get some experience and you can start to try to think one step ahead. You never can tell the future and the genius of hindsight and all that. So don't beat yourself up if you didn't have a perfect trade every time. Who does? Okay. And I really want to remind you, too, to look at the broker link below. There's more information on Tastyworks down there. I use it myself, and I recommend it here. I have an affiliate link. I want to be open about that. But Tastyworks really does a fine job. A lot of other brokers do too. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's just I like this one because of the clear graphics on the screen, the click and drag features. Other brokers have similar features to that. It's not exclusive to Tastyworks, but I just like the combination of how it all comes together. And you can move your money in and out in about 1 day, domestic USA, with the ACH free transfer system. So you can get your money in and out anytime you want to. There's no paying for software, no paying for quotes, or other hidden nickel and dime fees some of the brokers advertise much lower commission rates, but then they turn around and have to make up the money another way by charging for data services and things like that. I sure had a good time today, and I hope you'll check out the Tasty Works, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this one. It helps me make the videos that you want to see. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.